in teams, one person might do all the work, somebody else would be getting the recognition, and could be because of lack of communication. Some people are very good hard workers. They might not be able to communicate well to actually explain how they did it, why they did it, but some of them would have the crazy skills of communicating even if they have not done any work.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, in my experience talking with people who leave companies and teams, one thing that they say is yes, they attribute it to not being able to work with people. But one common thing that I've come across is I'm not getting enough recognition. Why should I stick to this team? So the question to you is, when I don't get enough recognition, how do I handle it?
Right. Again, a much needed question. See, in an ideal world, we do the work and we do the work alone, and we're supposed to receive recognition for that. But we don't all live in an ideal world.
So true.
It's not always fair. So doing the work alone sometimes does not give us what we're looking for. There might be other points that we need to be aware of in order to make it. So just a few things, certain practical things that we can be aware of. Number one, are you projecting your work enough?
Okay.
When I say project, I don't mean brag about it, be a snob, keep self-advertising yourself. No, I mean when the time is right, when the place is right, be articulate about the work that you've done. Sometimes you're given an opportunity. People ask you, what have you been up to? What are you doing? Your manager might ask you. That's when we, draw a blank.
Okay.
So using such moments to say, okay, this is what I've been working on. This is all the tasks that I've done. This is what I've contributed to. So knowing the right place, when you are presented with the opportunity, don't shy away. Be open about what you've done. And for that, you first need to maintain a clear log about the work done. In our busy day, we often don't know what we did today. We were busy throughout the day, but we don't know what we did. So sometimes it helps, at the end of the day, maintain a very simple log. Okay, today this is what I did. At least weekly logs, so that you have concrete proof and evidence to show that, okay, this is what I've been contributing, right? And sometimes it's also okay to observe what other people who get recognition are doing. Sometimes they're not just boasting. Maybe they're genuinely contributing more, maybe they're volunteering more, creating more opportunities for themselves. So rather than concluding that everybody who's getting surplus recognition are boasters, we could also learn a thing or two from them. What are they doing differently which I'm not doing? And if it is consistent with your value system, if you're okay doing that, why not give that a shot? And also asking for positive feedback. How many of us ask for positive feedback? When somebody is offering constructive criticism or feedback, we take it. But we never pause and ask, okay, so what was good in it? What was okay about it? What was nice about it? We don't ask that, and it's okay to stop and ask that. Yeah. And are we appreciating and acknowledging our colleagues? That's important, because recognition is a organization climate.
Do we get jealous when others are appreciated?
Yeah, so the more we appreciate, the more we offer recognition, we are setting the tone of appreciation and recognition in the organization. So these are certain practical things that you can do. Psychologically, if despite all this you still don't feel satisfied with the recognition, there are certain things, certain perspectives that you can adopt.
Okay.
So I like to say a small story of a Stoic archer. Many psychological schools of thought are actually based in Stoicism. It's a philosophical school of thought. So this story of a Stoic archer is where an archer very seriously prepares for an archery competition. He puts in hours and hours of effort. He toils away. Then the day of the competition comes. He goes to the competition, picks up his bow and arrow, sets the target, uses all the skills that he has picked up over the years. And the second the arrow leaves the bow, with a big smile on his face, he walks away.
Okay.
He doesn't wait to see whether the mark was hit. No, he doesn't do that. When you ask him why, he says, that doesn't matter to me. Whether the mark was hit or not doesn't matter to me. The hours of effort that I put in, I derive satisfaction from that. It is the process that gives meaning to me. So how many of us focus on the process? Many of us are outcome focused. For us, it is that salary package, it is that end result, the designation, the outcome, or a word of praise. But what about the hours of toil that we put in? That also deserves recognition from ourselves first. We need to enjoy the process.
True.
Right? So that's something to keep in mind. Yes, outcome is important, but process is also equally important. So respect yourself for the process.
Got it.
And I do agree totally that social approval is sweet. but so is self-approval if you give it a chance. So how many of us appreciate ourselves? How many of us buy a suppressant if we've done a good job this month? How many of us give a word of praise to ourselves saying, hey, good job, a pat on the back? We don't do that, right? So that is important. And tracking our own progress. See, society, managers, they're always going to set a standard saying, okay, this is the mark, hit here. But what about our own standards? When compared to last year, am I doing better now? And compared to last month, have I improved now? Appreciate that, acknowledge that. That is important. That gives you satisfaction, right? And managing your expectations. So one thing that I've noticed in my practice is a lot of school and college toppers come to me.
Okay.
They are so used to receiving appreciation and acknowledgement. When distributing mark sheets, people clap for them.
True.
They expect the same thing here.
Okay.
They want that constant recognition and feedback, and when they don't get that, they're very dejected. So this is where I tell them, are you managing your expectations? Are you pausing to see if others are also getting that? Maybe it's the general trend. Maybe this is not school or college anymore. Maybe this is what we can expect here. And are you overlooking compliments? Sometimes a manager would have actually said something positive, or a colleague might say something positive, but it doesn't meet their ideal standard of recognition. Therefore, that's discounted. But why discount that? That's also a compliment, right? So, are you discrediting compliments? Are your expectations too high? All these things need to be considered. And if despite all that you're still feeling disappointed and sad, the thing is to make room for those feelings. See, as adults, we're not always going to get what we want. There are definitely going to be episodes of disappointment and sadness. The more we judge those emotions, the more they consume us. We can understand that these are natural emotions. Everybody is going to face that at some point, and let it. Right? And last resort, if you have enough proof and evidence that you've contributed very well, but then you're not recognized, and this has been going on for a very, very long time, others are getting recognition but you are not, then take it up with the concerned person. But like I said in the for the very first question, validate first. Whatever feedback he has provided you, whatever appreciation he's provided you, validate that, and then add in that you feel maybe more recognition is in place. So that's what I would say.
So I remember the quote where it goes like this, where our main competition is not others, but yesterday's me versus today's me. So yeah, that's something that I can take away from this particular answer from you.